I had a conversation with someone this week, unexpected conversation, and it was a very productive conversation. And this person that I spoke to, they don't necessarily identify with me. I don't think they identify with me at all. But they do recognize my value in a general sense. But specifically, no, they don't identify with me, though they identify in our association of Muslims. And they identify themselves as students and followers of Imam W. Deen Mohammed. And the person wanted to make the point to me at the conclusion of our conversation that he believes that we should, as a community, have a governing body. And I agreed with him. I agree with him, and I do believe that we should have a governing body. But that government or governing body, its members must display that they have this kind of understanding of the inherent dignity of humans, and that they have a commitment to, in their vision of their function as a governing body, a commitment to see that those that they have, who have entrusted them with that responsibility, that their rights under God and their opportunities for free expression of excellence is protected, is supported, is promoted, and that they take upon themselves the responsibility not just to manage resources and people, but to create environments for that life to grow and function and develop. That's the role. And what I believe that this person was telling me was that there's no need for a voice like yours when we have that kind of situation. And my response to him was, we don't have that kind of situation yet. Our people are not sensitized to that yet, and therefore my voice is absolutely necessary. Because I don't know of any of the imams, I don't know of them, who can give this description that I just gave to you in the way that I gave it, which is, if you take from Imam W. Deen Mohammed and take a transcript from something that he said, and then take a transcript from what I just said and put it next to each other, the likeness of it would be so consistent that you won't be able to determine who said what. You say, I don't know if that's Imam W. Muhammad or Imam Earl Abdulmalik Mohammed. And I'll tell you something else, and I know this annoys them, but it's the truth. If Imam W. Muhammad were here now with us, he would not speak. He would point at me. You come to him and ask him a question, that's what he would do. Because that's what he prepared for this time that we live in, this special time that we live in. He gave us how we should express ourselves. He gave us from what we should draw support and how we should focus ourselves. Now it's time for us to live in that responsibility. How do I know that that's the case? Because Prophet Muhammad, the prayers and the peace be on him, when he authorized someone to lead the prayers, and the person came, and he came to join the prayers with them, he didn't replace that person. He stood next to him. And if you don't believe that, check the record, check the history of Islam, and you'll see that he was asked who should lead the prayers while he was ill. The Prophet was ill, and he instructed them to have Abu Bakr lead prayers. And he came and joined the congregation, and Abu Bakr was reciting from the Quran, leading the prayers, and he noticed that the Prophet was in the congregation, and he wanted to back up from the obligation to lead, and was gesturing to the prophet to lead, and the prophet made him know that, no, continue, and the prophet stood next to him. This is the messenger of God, giving us instruction on how to recognize succession of leadership and how it should be supported, that the logic and the reasoning and the leadership of Muhammad the prophet is still in place, or else he would not have stood next to Abu Bakr. So I say to those who are watching this from around these United States of America, that if you're going to come at us and me with inferior reasoning, expect to be sat down.